Now currently live in Emporium in the Philippines. I want to say magandang umaga ho sa inyong lahat, and for the people in the US watching this live at the Emporium, good evening, everybody. Thank you for taking the time to at least check it out. Check us out. Emporium is a unique US base, the first of its kind. Okay, the first of its kind. It's a Philippine-made and inspired product showroom and global business center, and its purpose is to create awareness as well as sales opportunities for Philippine-made products, services, and investments in the U.S. market. And well, Emporium is actually a physical place. Like I said, that's where I'm at right now. It's located at 3250 Wilshire Boulevard, number 602 in Los Angeles, California. So if you want to come and visit, please do so. We welcome you. Just go ahead and let us know when you're coming. Thank you. But what the Live Emporium is, this is one of the tools that we use to create the awareness, the sales opportunities by people watching, and hopefully organically, or what we're doing on social media is reaching other people. And I think it is. At the end of the day, what we want is that awareness creation. Okay, so that's what Live at the Emporium is, and today it is packed full of amazing stuff. Is Manga by Iman, okay? And the brand or the product that we're about to do a demo on is, it's called JUANA's Delight. Now, basically, just briefly, let me tell you a little bit about the company. You can appreciate the story of how the company was formed and why it was formed. So this way you understand their mindset and their thinking. So basically, in a nutshell, it's a social enterprise that helps local farmers in the Philippines. It helps bring women economic empowerment, and they send indigenous children to school, okay? Their main product is the seaweed chips. So to me, not only are the products amazing, but the whole purpose of what they're trying to do is something that I feel like every Filipino in the U.S. or anybody who cares about, opportunities and giving back should actually really, think about it and read more about Manga by Iman in terms of what they're trying to do, because it's all admirable. So without further ado, let me go ahead and introduce our first live demo presenter. Her name is Alisa Sahali Tan, and she is one of the co-founders of this brand or this company, Manga by Iman. So let me go ahead and welcome her in. Hi, Alisa.
Hi, good morning, Sir Ferdy. Good morning from the Philippines. And I'm so excited.
Yes, I'm excited because, obviously there's always some challenges with certain things. So whatever happens at this point, I'm just glad that you're here. If we have any issues with the internet or whatever, it's all good. Just keep talking. But at the end of the day, I want you to tell your story about your company. We're going to do a quick demo of the product, and then tell everyone what your goals are for this for the company and the product in terms of 6 months to a year from now. And then lastly, tell us what you want the audience to know about the product and what do you want them to do. Get a catalog, get some more information, maybe visit your facility or your stores, all of that. So with that being said, are you okay for me to just hand over the camera, so to speak, Alisa?
Sure. I also have a presentation prepared.
Perfect. Let me go ahead and, so you have 3 screens. I'm up on the screen, or 2 screens. So let me see if I can bring that up, okay? There you go. Is that it?
There you go. Yes, this is it.
Okay, let me go ahead and set this up. So I don't want to ruin your presentation by having my ugly face in it, so I'm going to get out of the screen, okay? Okay, the camera is all yours.
All right. So I'd like to introduce myself first. I am Alisa Sahali Tan, the co-founder of Mangan by Iman. So Mangan by Iman, it's an indigenous-led and owned social enterprise that was developed during the midst of a global pandemic. So this is our general business information. You may screenshot this so you know how to contact us, but definitely the best way to contact us is through Facebook, since we also have a team there that always checks messages, and you can also email us. So this is our business information. We're also active in TikTok, Instagram, and we also have an email. So for our website, we'll be rebooting it for next month. So you can also order it through our social media sites. The mission. So it started as a homage to the province of Tawi-Tawi, and it's fueled by sheer passion for community development. Mangan by Iman, it adheres to two values. So, alleviate communities and also change the perspective about Mindanao. Because when we say Mindanao, people would have this negative connotation of magulo or it's conflict or war-torn. So we wanted to change that perspective by offering something new to the market, something unique, and something that has a cause with it. So we are a social enterprise that adapts to a circular and ethical business structure. We tap indigenous communities by providing them with decent jobs in respect to their cultural affiliations. Our business vision is to achieve inclusive growth and development, as well as the holistic empowerment of indigenous communities in Tawi-Tawi, as well as in Mindanao, and also to provide them with decent livelihood. We are also focused in working with essential yet often overlooked aspects in societal development, mainly through agriculture, women and children, and indigenous cultural communities. So we adhere to our company values of that we are a social enterprise made up with people working for achieving grassroots development in Tawi-Tawi and in Mindanao through active collaboration with indigenous communities. So by adapting to that kind of a structural model, it involves farmers, students, and mothers as our main stakeholders. We pledge to a non-profit driven cause by delivering quality, authentic products while also fulfilling to our commitment of livelihood and education to our fellow brothers and sisters in Mindanao. So these are our social initiatives that we started during the pandemic. So for the first one, we gave away tablets to struggling university students so they can cope up with the new normal in terms of education. Since when the pandemic struck here in the Philippines, everyone went digitalized. The second would be we donated to the Datu Halun Sakilan Memorial Hospital. It's the only public government hospital in Tawi-Tawi. So we were able to raise donations and funds for our medical frontliners to cope up with COVID. So here are the donations: face masks, face shields, Lysol, vitamin C, PPEs, and sacks of rice. So these donations are from the profit of Mangan Bikniman, as well as the donations from our customers, clients, and friends. Third would be donations to farmers affected by Typhoon Ulysses in partnership with 4 Hour Farmers. So 4 Hour Farmers is another organization in the Philippines that works for the alleviation of farmers all over the Philippines. So it's headed by Miss Ange Tadena. She's really good. So we were able to provide 19 boxes filled with donation of canned goods, 5 boxes of hygiene kits, and 2 boxes of blankets to the farmers that were deeply affected by Typhoon Ulysses. So these were forwarded to Camarines Sur, Rizal, Catanduanes, and Agusan Sur. And we were able to provide support to 120 seaweed farmers in Tawi-Tawi by giving them Noche Buena packs to enjoy and celebrate the new year with their families. So these bags contained canned goods, rice, seasonings, coffee, hygiene kits, and food valid for 2 weeks. So we were able to do this through the continuous support of the LGU and the cooperatives of farmers in Panglimasugala. And we were also able to give tablets and iPads to indigenous Bajau children at Tongpangkao Elementary School through partnership with Smart and Huawei. So since we're a social enterprise, we also rely greatly to collaborate with MNCs or multinational corporations, also with other organizations to be able to be able to give short interventions as well. So we were able to provide 20 tablets and one laptop. Also, we are constantly in touch with Kids Who Farm on building a community garden in Zamboanga City. So this community garden is located at Barangay Mampang. So it's a Seaweed barangay. So with Kids Who Farm, we we are currently building this community garden for our seaweed farmers and their families to enjoy. So this is in partnership also with Mafisga, which is the Mampang Fisher Folk and Seaweed Growers Association. And then we also show them our products as a way for value adding. So in that manner, we also teach them what to do with seaweed other than just selling it on the market. This is also a way so they can boost their entrepreneurship skills as well as to integrate in the 21st century market. And this is the rebuilding of the Panglima Sugala Sailing Boat School. This is where a profit of the seaweed ships goes. All right, so to have a rundown or a summarization, what we do is that we tap seaweed farmers all over Panglima Sugala, which is a municipality in Tawi-Tawi. They source our ingredients for the seaweed chips, and then we employ mothers and housewives as our employees. So this is also a source for their women economic empowerment, and that they can support their families in a manner that they know best, and to also equip them with 21st century skills so they can properly integrate into the changing world of work. And then the profit for the seaweed chips, it goes to support the schooling of indigenous Bajau children, which are also the daughters and sons of fisher folk and the seaweed farmers that we work with. So as of the moment, we are currently rebuilding their school, and we intend to finish rebuilding it by next year. And we can only do that through your support if you continue patronizing our product. So that's it for my presentation for today, Sir Ferdy.
I didn't want to stop you because I was sort of totally engaged with what you were saying, because obviously with me, not well, the thing is that your products are already unique, right? But sometimes when you have a product where the brands are just fighting, well, maybe it's the same coconut product or something like that, but sometimes the story differentiates it, because a lot of people out there, they do want to make a difference, they want to help, they want to consume the product, but if they can help other people, create livelihoods in the Philippines, I think that, what you're doing is amazing. So now I really want to, because I've tasted your product, Elisa, when Matt was here last time, and I enjoyed it to the point where I think I almost finished the whole bag when it was here, and I was so embarrassed because I think I finished the whole bag, and Matt's probably looking at me going, "What a pig." But he's a nice guy, so he wouldn't say that to me. But can we talk now a little bit about the actual product? Are you able to show us the actual product?
Yes, I'll just going to get my phone here.
Can you go ahead and take out the PowerPoint presentation, right? I'm going to take it out of the screen. Okay. There you go. Perfect. So now let me go ahead and see if I can add that one. There you go.
There you go.
Perfect.
So that's me.
You did your homework. Thank you, Alyssa. Thank you so much. You actually, because I know that these products you sold out already. Just for everybody's information, I literally had to ask her to find the last bag of this product because it's sold out This thing has been going off the shelf, for, I guess, from the Philippines, and that's what Elisa and I were talking about yesterday, right, Elisa?
Yes, this is actually the last pack because everyone's hoarding for the holidays, for the holiday gifts for their family and friends. So, but don't worry, don't fret. We were going to restock by in 2 weeks from now. So by the first week of December, we're already back in place. All right. So this is the product. This is how it looks like. So this is 150 grams per pack. Let me just
One thing I like about it while you're doing that, Elisa, is that I like the packaging. It's very attractive, and it makes me want to try it. I'm curious because obviously in the U.S. There's a lot of new discovery about seaweed, but I don't think they're not into it as much as I think in certain southern, Southeast Asian countries. But it's starting to come here. They're discovering it. And that's for me, when I first heard of the product, when first Matt brought it to me, I thought it was those little dissolving seaweed paper or something, right?
Yes. Actually, Sir Ferdy, we wanted to change the packaging. We wanted to change it, but then again, a lot of people were messaging us that when they received the seaweed chips that they ordered, they started crying because those who ordered these chips are OFWs. They're OFWs, so they're
Yes.
in other countries, but they're from Tawi-Tawi. So when they saw the packaging, it reminded them of home. So we're like, all right, let's stick to it.
Yes.
All right. So this is how the chips.
Yeah. So that's why I think Okay. So I'm just going to give some side comments. But when I tasted this thing, all those from the U.S., it tasted like tortilla chips. And I'm not trying to offend what maybe what one is delight. That wasn't the purpose, but it tasted like that to me. I even told Matt when I first tasted it, but it's a compliment because a lot of people in the U.S. they're familiar with tortilla chips, but it had a great of seasoning and it's crunchy. And it's not going to break your teeth or anything like that, but it's delicious. That's all I can say.
Snack that doesn't taste like paper. So this is what it looks like.
Yeah, go ahead and show maybe a chip or something so that they can see. Yeah, you see that it's very it's very it's very satisfying in terms of when you eat it. You can eat a whole bag, but the beauty of it is that it's a lot of it is natural, especially the seaweed. And I don't know if you know what seaweed in terms of its content, but seaweed is a very healthy ingredient, which there's a lot of them in the Southeast Asian countries, also obviously, especially in the Philippines. So I can see why a lot of companies have taken to it because it's sustainable in terms of the amount or the right, Elisa?
Yes. So, what differentiate these products from imported products from East Asian countries is that Mangan by Iman seaweed chips, we don't use nori sheets, but we use real seaweed that we mix with malunggay. So it's packed with nutrients. It's packed with healthy ingredients that is suitable for senior citizens, with children, and it's healthy.
That's the whole attraction of the product. I think there's a lot of products, because I was telling you we were sort of doing a rehearsal yesterday, and I told anybody who is in the U.S. if you're familiar with Trader Joe's or Whole Food, that's the kind of product that it belongs there because it's unique, right? But it has some familiarity because of the tortilla chips, which a lot of people like, and in the U.S. they love snacking, have a Netflix night sort of thing where you just, go away at this thing. And like I said, the consolation for me, I get the whole bag, but it doesn't make you feel like you've really done something bad to yourself because, like I said, the ingredients are amazing in terms of the seaweed. Philippines.
Well, a lot of our clients here for they use it as an alternative for nachos. They take this with salsa or other tomato based dips. But what we partner with this is our spiced vinegar, but it's also sold out. We partner this with our spiced vinegar that costs like 140 pesos per bottle. Um, so those vinegars are also made by housewives, also to support them in their women economic empowerment.
Wow. You see, like I said, you consume them, you enjoy them, and then you're also creating livelihood. So let me ask you this maybe last question. What are your plans for the products in the very near future in terms of maybe the US market? Because obviously Emporium's job is to create awareness for all these products from the Philippines, but what we really want to know is that what do you want to do with them? Is that something that you in the US, Elisa?
Yes, in the long run, we plan to export it. We've also gotten in touch with the Export Management Bureau of DTI. Just last June, they contacted Mangan by Iman because they invited us to a sustainable expo in Bangkok. But since it was just after the elections, we were scrambling, we were going back to the city. It gave us a little time to prepare. So we respectfully declined the invitation. And but then we also spoke with the
Yeah.
economic counselor of the Philippine Embassy in Jakarta because he's my senior in the La Salle College of St.
Mhm.
Benilde. There are a lot of interest from Indonesia because Indonesia is the largest exporter of seaweed worldwide. So he said, making our products competitive is the key, and that we have to know our selling points. So our selling points would be the beneficiaries, the indigenous communities that we work with, and also that it has a distinct flavor to it. It uses fresh, real seaweed and not nori sheets that we usually see in the market. So for the long run,
Yeah, that's what I was
um,
referring.
we
Mhm.
intend to export to international countries, especially in the US, because there are a lot of interest coming in from the US on seaweed. It's
Oh
becoming a
yeah,
very
yeah.
big industry in the US as well as in Europe, especially in France. Um, so we're just in the process of completing our documents with the FDA, but rest assured that we have been in touch with the agencies that are that heads export promotions.
Just out of curiosity, the Lisa, the bag itself, the one that you're holding, how much is it sold in the Philippines for that? How many pesos is that?
This is sold for 150 pesos here in the Philippines, but due to the increasing rise of food prices, I think we're going to rise rise it rise the price of the seaweed chips too, but it's still not sure. We're still going to deliberate it with the rest of the team and see if it's feasible for our clients as well. For the spiced vinegar sauce that we partner with, it's 130 pesos naman per bottle.
Okay. So again, for all those interested, because I think the signal cut out. If you're interested in find out how much that is in pesos, and then obviously convert it here. I think there's a lot of opportunity as far as the profit margin on that. Now we're talking business a little bit. So if you're thinking about maybe selling it, there are companies out there that specialize in unique products, unique snacks. I want to go and do a shout out to Chibando in New York because they specialize in curated products like this, and they've been selling unique products from the Philippines that have that certain appeal. So I think this will catch or rather attract or command a certain price, which is great. Now, the last thing that I think I want to ask you as far as the product is that when it comes to when it comes to this particular product? Is there any other ways or plans as far as your how you want it to be sold in the U.S.? Is that you want to go out and maybe talk to a distributor? You want to talk to a reseller? That's probably my last question for your segment.
Yes, we're open for collaboration such as consignment. It's what we do in Zamboanga City. So we almost like 100% penetrated the Zamboanga City market because we partner with restaurants and coffee shops all over the city. So that's what we plan to do then in the US. We would um, like to partner with distributors, resellers, because this product is one of a kind. Other than that, it has causes and advocacies in it, and there's market access interest. There are also a lot of interest from the public, and it holds a lot of potential. So that's it. That's why we're really
No,
we
you
would
don't have to
really
say more. I just wanted you to express. Oh, I just wanted you to express your desire to do, because you never really know who's watching the show. And if there's a distributor out there or an online entrepreneur who's thinking about maybe including this in their offering, I would love for them to know that you're open for all of these type of discussions with the product. Because I myself, I'm very excited for you. I'm excited for the product. I'm excited for Emporium to possibly work with you in the near future. So with that being said, I just want to go ahead and say thank you at this point for you being on the show, because I know you're very busy, and I appreciate you taking the time to do this. But at the end of the day, we need to do more of this. We need to do more of bringing out all the amazing products, not only bringing the amazing products into the marketplace, but truly having to let people know the story behind the product, because that's really what differentiates it. But you've already chosen a product that's actually really unique already. But just the bonus of knowing when somebody buys the product, they're helping to create livelihoods in Tawi-Tawi. So with that being said, thank you, Alyssa. Is there anything that you want to say before you leave?
there is, Sir Ferdy. So this was created as a homage, as an ode to the province that housed us, that cared for us, Tawi-Tawi, and also to our lolo, our grandfather. We call him Apu. He would usually say in Tausug, maghinang adya kita. So maghinang adya kita, it translates to let's just work. So let's just work for the betterment of Tawi-Tawi, for the betterment of the Philippines, and then move on to other causes, because Philippine agriculture, they need shakers, they need movers now more than ever, because there is a looming food crisis. There is a looming agricultural crisis here in the Philippines, and pinpointing fingers, it won't do us any good now, since there's a bigger problem that shadows all of us, and it's the injustice that our food producers, our fisher folk, our farmers, that they're facing. So in that manner, we created a social enterprise. We created this brand because we wanted to help them in the long run. We wanted to help them sustainable, not just a cookie cutter intervention, but a long running one that won't stay with them, but also includes their wives, their daughters, and their sons. So I want to highlight what my Apo just said, maghinangadya kita. So let's use that as our guiding words. Let's just work for the betterment of the Philippines and be productive, use God's gifts to us and talents, and use it for the betterment of our country. Thank you po, Sir Ferdy, and thank you to everyone. And I hope that Emporium would link us to possible partners, resellers, and distributors there in the US, because Mangan by Iman holds a lot of potential. The data won't lie, the market won't lie. It's in Google. There are a lot of interest on Seaweed right now, especially with social enterprise, with products that has good causes to it. So that's all. Thank you po.
I agree, and I thank you for. I will have that linger in my mind about your. You said your grandfather. I like the idea that let's just work. Obviously, let's stop sometimes. discussing things. Let's just get to work and get things done, and I like it. So I'm going to end that with our segment with you. Again, thank you so much, Alyssa, for being here and being a sport and going ahead and telling us all about the social enterprise that you guys are involved. And I hope you have the good rest of the day. I know it's Friday there now, right? So you have a whole day ahead of you. And thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you, Sir Ferdy. See you soon po. Thank you, everyone.
Bye. Okay, everybody.